K. The best global finish that those guys had together in their loud iteration, it was at Lock-In. It was in Sao Paulo, and that is the destination of the Stage 2 finals where both of these Brazilian teams are fighting to get to. It is a long journey ahead. It needs a flawless lower bracket run from either side. Demands it. It's going to be a serious challenge to get there, but it starts today.
How poetic would it be, but only one of these teams can even begin to write that. Well, Fluxo.
Brace yourselves for a meteor strike.
3, 2, touchdown.
The KFC Double Down has landed.
Welcome back.
All meat, no buns.
About finger licking time.
The Double Down is back.
Did already show their prowess on Lotus earlier on in this tournament. KRU playing on it for the first time this bracket. There's a couple slim changes for what's already been working for their comp. As Dante's insert will get the opening. 2 tries to adjust and find 2Es, but KRU has the stack to back up the trade away.
Yeah, it's such a good bait setup that you can run when you have the Neon on this map. You can get tucked into that corner so quickly. Like, you'll see it on some bonus rounds maybe, like you can tuck a Neon up there with a shotgun, but it's a little bit less expected, honestly, on a pistol, so it feels like it works out even better.
Well, Zanatsu on the other side of that Neon is going to try and poke and prod his way through A. Can't really get too far here, and that'll just lead to Mazine getting very quickly trounced. That's 4 standing for KRU starting on the pistol. War on 2 fronts taken very well.
And you mentioned it, Fluxo, they do have a nice win on this map. They beat Cloud9 here pretty comfortably. But they're going up against the 6-2 KRU. This map has been their bread and butter. They've not been able to play it a lot in this second stage, to some extent because other teams just want to avoid playing into it.
Yeah, please don't take us to Lotus.
Stage 1, it was this map that was the catalyst for them starting off 3-0, looking like a genuine world beater team before the struggles began. But if there were any map to start up on the right foot in this lower bracket, it is definitely Lotus.
You see bits and pieces of both that stage 1 level and what KRU wanted to adjust for this playoff coming into this map. And here's that trademark Fluxo attack. Even with just the pistols, Pala still a presence that needs to be paid attention to. From there, though, not much momentum to write home about. And a wet noodle anti-eco this time around. KRU very secure.
Feels like this heat chamber could have some serious impact on the defense. Just looking at the comp that they're going up against. He's going to be able to have free reign on so many of the sight lines. The smokes are going to be really valuable from Fluxo's side. They can't always just be willing to expend them to cut off sight lines and take space. They're not going to have them late for an exec. But Heat will be posted up on angles with the op constantly when he can get it into his hands. Fluxo comp is going to seriously rely on hard-hitting execs.
And Mazine trying to provide enough of a distraction or piece of information to let Paula and Zanatsu just go crazy on that spear tip like they'd love to. It's another attempt at the C execute on the bonus. KRU is going to have a bit of a back step here. Relay bolt onto Les. That still does hit him, and Paula is able to execute on top of it. That'll be the C site.
Yeah, Les maybe a little bit too willing to hang around. KRU want to get back in as the spike is going down. Dante 1 for 1.
He's got the rifle now, but not watching for the back. Oh, Heat! Able to get the crunch just in time. Zanatsu can't land that. And so it's a 3v3 for the takeback.
KRU got all the space. Fluxo are just playing for the mound spam only.
Don't have much to cycle off of. You don't have any smokes either. 2Es gets the double though, and plays off of the defensive smoke so well. KRU try to approach it, and will lose out on the bonus with 3 men standing.
Very straightforward round there for Fluxo, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that. They just need to burst into these sites. And one of the advantages in their favor of heaping on the chamber is that they're not dealing with a vice. They don't have to feel that anxiety of, are we just choosing the wrong site right now for this fast execute and we're running into a wall and thorns? No, that's not the case. They're going to be able to burst in, and in the future, KRU can't afford to have less going down in that kind of situation.
Once again, it's a mound approach. KRU meeting this heavily, and Dante again the insert. Nice and early. There goes your spear tip, and Zanatsu got stopped a lot earlier on. MW able to crack in through blue as well, and Fluxo already getting crunched pretty quick here. Less through door as well, and it's completely surrounded. That paranoia is gorgeous. Everybody getting in on the action for that one. Just a blender, man.
Looked like he was aware there for a second, going to go down, but that should be irrelevant. Economy for Fluxo going to suffer quite a bit of damage unless Mazin can do something heroic. Second game returning to the stage. 1v1 against Les, not going to go his way. Probably the last player on KRU that you want to take a 1v1 against on Lotus. His stats here are outrageous. On this map, Les is averaging in 2026 in VCT 20 kills. That's his average for Viper on Lotus. I mean, compared to every other map, he's averaging 14.
Yeah.
The difference is crazy.
Staggering.
He is a master of playing Viper here.
There's a level of confidence he has that other players just don't want to act on, whether it's through those switch doors or just playing off of his screen.
Some of the best shooters
There's a couple variables that we're not throwing in the conversation
onto
here.
The stage, so sometimes it's just an FPS game.
You get shot in the head, you die. You lose the round. Good spray through the lane at first. Dante just finding new ways to work this fast lane against Zanatsu primarily. Poor guy's down again already. And Paula, yeah, having to work solo off of the light speed into the orb. There is nothing doing on this pistol. JZZ able to at least ramp through the river. But now KRU can once again just recline and make sure they only get rid of this one without dropping anybody else. And that should be all there is to it. I mean, shop is being set up beautifully here so far. Like, Fluxo, the win cons are only just starting to really materialize for him. And that's only in the ult cycle.
Just go really fast into C again. This time they have the Prowler go to check the corner, make sure that Dante's not close. Maybe if one of those relay bolts got the connection, that could have been the opening for them, but hey, ultimately, that was just an eco round. So we'll see what they can materialize with this full buy. Ultimates available as well. Paula almost with those convergent paths. The pace from Fluxo has been as fast as it gets. Heat is denied immediately by Zanatsu. That's a beautiful first kill to get.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing he's always looking for. Good on him finding it, and now he has that singularity. You have to fill up that broken space. His creep up is so well read by JZZ, and now the relay bolt gives away the second, almost lands the shot onto Dante, but now he has to scale with how much time he wasted on that walk up, and that'll let him get punished.
The Fluxo players are able to get back to assist. That gives him the advantage, but Mazin just gets caught on a swing. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Definitely could have just backed off, played with the pack. Still 3 versus 2, but an opening has been created for KRU to get back into the round.
Still a minute to go, but Fluxo are going to work off of this Nightfall proc before the spike fully goes down, and they have a good feeling about where it's coming from. Just spray your way through, and it's easy for them. Very empty ultimate to try to save that round.
Yeah, KRU feeling really confident in that 2v3 to try to get back in. Felt like they were just trying to flow with the game, stay active, but to what ends? They're caught in smoke that they have zero utility to get out of.
What do you think, they're going to run to C off of that because of the time they have? Like, you think they're that scared?
Just not a moment for them to get out, unfortunately. Fluxo still with a cash, and now with 4 ultimates to play with, stacking up more from the last round.
Yeah, no excuses not to springboard at this point, right? Heat'll get placated by the Prowler to start things out. So many pockets in this that you know KRU wants to toy with and condition, so good on Fluxo to respect them, but not immediately aggressive.
There.
Some spray for the chip. Whoa, they're playing with an Odin? Hold on now.
On Lotus?
Get out!
Face your fear!
Offensive Nightfall this time around, and that's Dante's cue to peek out from that cubby that never got fully cleared. Razorvine to try and slow him down, but instead, it's the convergent pass that still doesn't even proc him. Dante takes care of Zanatsu, and he's not done yet. God, he's just bulldozing this site.
One enemy remaining.
Rest of KRU here for the party already, and JZZ stuck on flank duty. Now he's stuck on whatever he can find. And, wow, and Les is playing with his screen very well. It's like KRU never skipped a beat.
He is caught. That one as good as done. This is the kind of game where you would love to see Dante really find some confidence.
Please.
Like in a server where he is going to be one of the better aimers. We have seen the raw aim from him. Very strong. And I think this year has been underwhelming given the bursts of talent that we had seen from him last year when he had a bit of a chance with KRU towards the end of the year. And especially when he was in Challengers. It just has not fully manifested into what has felt like the Dante that could be. But maybe we can still get there. Maybe he can find that form late into the year.
Yeah, that image portrayed when, like, I mean, it was who he built around. Fluxo gonna try and stop it. Let's listen in.
Guys, 145 no chamber.
Deixa o aí, faz o que eu falei. Deixa o faz o que eu falei.
2B.
Guys, escuta, o cara tá sustentando C do montinho, provavelmente.
A gente tem que voltar tirando esse cara.
Sim,
e executando,
tsunami,
tá
tsunami nele, mano.
Então bora.
Tá nas costas também, Atos.
Ele vai lobar agora, abre porta, vai lobar.
Vou bangar o morro, tá? Vai fazer lobo? Espera chegar.
Aham, vou lobar. Vai ter que sair lambendo. Só tem um lobo, tá?
Vamos entregar o
Pronto.
Vai.
2, 3 e...
Go, go, go!
Homem,
Tá lá atrás, tá?
Olha pra direita, olha
eu vou
pra cá.
pegar a backside,
Vou
tá?
ter pra
Ele tem
direita.
bang, vai pra direita vocês.
Vou ter pra direita e
Tá
bangar,
bom.
tá? Bora.
Tô pronto.
2, 3 e banguei. Da esquerda.
Bangou reto.
Em cima do bomb, em
Chamber
cima do
no
bomb,
TP.
o homem.
Morreu o homem,
Boa.
homem.
O chamber vai
Chamber
chegar
junto,
tomando. Chamber fade.
Vou fazer um E base.
Vou plantar pro long. Dá cover cachoeira, por favor.
Tô
eles vão
mirando
querer somar.
cachoeira, cachoeira é meu. Vai na
Nossa, tá
boa.
bem ou não?
Eu vou jogar outra lente,
Joga pra trás só, vai for viva. Confia, joga pra trás.
Vou tentar. Comunica pra mim,
O
eles
Zaninha
jogaram,
pode
guys?
kaitar, o Zaninha pode kaitar.
Calma aí, voltei,
Não jogou,
voltei.
irmão, não jogou.
Tá bom. Vai pra trás, vai pra trás.
Só tem aqui atrás, deixa o Zaninha na pica, foda-se. A gente ganha um round depois.
Eu tô bem também.
Costa B ou gap, né?
Sim, sim. Mas é difícil. Só faz tempo,
A
Zana.
gente ganha um round, tá tranquilo.
Comeu.
Eu tenho um spot, tá? Arma na mão,
Tô
galera.
de arma.
Reload.
Chupa tudo, tá? Vou jogar depois. Não clicou ainda,
Acho
vou
que
clicar
acabou
agora.
junto,
Clicou?
bora.
Vai, rasga, rasga, rasga.
Foi morto.
2, 3, rasga. Boa!
Lindo round, mano.
Linda pala.
Linda. Boa.
Great finish by Paula there to make sure everyone stays up. Overall, that was just the most confident we've seen them so far yet. And, I mean, there wasn't an immediate stoppage. There was a bit of that first backstep into the first blood. All of the pieces coming together, and no ultimates required.
One out in the way they wanted the other rounds, which is just get in a C and everybody go play for Mount. JCZ was on the latest flank of all time. Just watching him on the minimap. There was definitely a chance he was going to miss the window, but he got there right in time to deny that first player on the spike. Huge brawl coming out at a straightaway. 4 players from KRU.
Sanatsu hella aggressed there. Relay Bolt on top of the C's. Very present for a hot minute. Lets Mazine at least get the first blood, but he's eventually traded away. It's got to be enough to let Fluxo confidently take this space on C, but reactively, Sadok's going to TP over. Oh, we get the double into the shadows? I love it. Tui's double checking solely for Heat. Good thinking, but they still peek before he's confirmed. That is tragedy.
Oh, that's brutal. You can't let Heat get away with that. You can't squander that advantage.
And they're letting him alone, too. They're like, yeah, you're good, man. You're chilling. We'll just go make sure nobody else is pivoting again. They still got a minute on the clock.
They want to wait a second, get one of these smokes back from Tui's. They know they have to deal with this operator here somewhere.
That Steel Garden doesn't catch. Finally smoked away. This gap is still available, though. Man, you're giving him so many opportunities right now. Rest of KRU making their way through Waterfall, probably going to give away the mound pressure, but there's just so much of a crunch. It doesn't matter how much of yourself is given away. Sadok spraying onto the plant too, and now that extra presence has to be prioed before anybody else from KRU can be given away again.
The players from Fluxo are divided. They're trying to group up back on this site. They can tuck into Ben, try to get the spike down. Can't press forward. No, the operator is still just trained on that angle. The spam is lighting them up.
They know it has to be challenged. They know they're restricted, and Heat still catching the elbow. Convergent Pats in reaction still does catch Heat. Does Paula dare to challenge it or just go for the reposition off of it? He's ready for MW, knowing that he comes from Mound for this counter push. Knows that the crunch is inevitable, but just a little too late to it. MW ahead of the punch again, and KRU will stabilize back up on C.
KRU are just so quick to rotate over towards that site. The denial time from Sodhawk was perfect. Get that spike planter down, and from there you could just see that Fluxo were getting slowly choked out, relegated to that tiny pocket on site. There's just no way they're going to get away with that situation. It's so frustrating as well if you're Tui's. You get the spot, you're calling it out, and then you see your teammate go down on the kill feed. Heat just can't be allowed to get the kill there.
No. And at this point, Fluxo Wow, all lights too, yeah. I mean, they're gonna find a position to gun it off of, but they need something to punish first. This opening is so strong from KRU on both ends of Rubble and Mound. So you feign the presence on the former, encourage the latter after.
Now, here's the problem, right? It's you want to go back to A where you don't have a Viper, you don't have the wall.
Yeah.
And you need to be careful with the timings when you're using your smoke so the chamber just gets such free reign on the map.
Sanatsu dashing to the door all on his own there. It just takes Sadok's paranoia to completely isolate, let Les step in through B door for free. Get that second. Red down so far, man. This is so impressive from KRU. Refreshing. And they have confidence in that stop, knowing that, yeah, I mean, he can't explode until they get a little closer, and Heat's definitely going to get challenged before that happens again.
JZZ is lucky to still be standing in this round. They try to pivot towards B. MW is ready on the line here.
Still holding it, still challenged, still winning. At least they think Mazine is still farther in, so he punishes the one, but up against a village at this stage, it's just a matter of time. And KRU will make it 7-3 on this defense. Every individual player looking insurmountable at the moment.
Really seeing the holes in this comp being exposed, right? Like, it's so fixated on one game plan, and when that's not going right, it feels impossible to find answers because there's really no great second option. There's not a great backup plan.
Yeah.
Like, going for those kind of mid-round rewalks, like, it's just never going to work out.
A second timeout and a half called here. And with KRU having this buddy system so well engaged, that's just not enough. Like, you need to pressure, you need to intimidate somebody or find somebody ISO. Like, you need to have some sort of punish available. And KRU have been setting every single trap so far this game.
We're going for the full 5-man burst out of this A side, which is being lightly held by KRU. Sadhawk is happy to just teleport away. Acquiesce to space,
Yeah.
Dante, who runs in with the support, gets the spray kill.
And Zanatsu, the only one to try to step out to punish, and he's not even ready for MW, let alone Sadok on the tertiary there.
It's really crumbling for Fluxo. The fundamentals just not as strong on this map as the KRU team. Those players going down in the ones. Paula is trying to wrangle something back, knows he needs a hero play, needs to find a kill somewhere.
There's just no safety net available for Fluxo here. KRU just have everything so well connected. It is such a stark contrast on this half. I am terrified of what KRU is going to show when we flip, thanks to it. I mean, yeah, you're freezing for half a second in front of that smoke and you're not extending the tree. You gotta know, you gotta hear Dante dashing at that stage, right?
That's brutal. This is just effortless for KRU. It's also a reason why everyone's been trying to avoid them on this map. If the map pool was only Lotus,
But they beat C9.
they would
Have
be
you considered that?
They'd be at champions already. They would have already made it.
Dante again in this pocket. I mean, he ate like relay bolts and paranoias already from this spot. Now they're just going to re-engage again. Pocket's taken off the slide. Mazine knows he can't engage that. Tui's have to stay static off a rubble until you find an inch forward anywhere else. Les has already abandoned his pit on C to go for the insert on Heat solely. These guys are going for 8,000 IQ plays right now. And some of them are just drops in the bucket. They may not even be effective against what Fluxo has to offer because of how aggressive and stacky they want to be for this last bit by the looks of it.
KRU are going for the A side rewalk. Want to fight off the wall dropping, presumably. And they're going to keep going forward, too. Take all this space back. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and force you guys back towards C. Enjoy walking into the op.
Whatever corral is good enough. That paranoia doesn't strike Rubble. Sadok gets one away for free and finally aggressed after not being able to step out properly in time. But guess what? Now there's more members of KRU here. Toxic screen into the vines. Everyone's stalled, but Tui's can still win the opening against Dante. Nightfall will confirm the one being less on the backside, and the rest of KRU is not here. This is the most disconnected they've been on the defense so far. Deafened and slowed. Les still gets his, and now he's not done! MW gets in with the C's just in time! And now he's got the Crossfire as well. Even when it looked the most dire, it never looked close to it. And Fluxo, God, KRU might force him to fall to the clock first. So disrespectful, but he wants to stat pad a little heavier. And it's 9-3 on the defense. KRU are so back.
That's only the end of the first half, but that felt like the nail in the coffin on the map, honestly. That was as good of an opportunity as Fluxo were going to get, and it's still squandered. They get the info on Les here. He got chased down by the Prowler. No, they got to set up a better swing to be able to deal with him. At least go 1-for-1 and play out from there. The team play is just at a different level on the KRU side compared to Fluxo, and it's on their map pick, and it's their best map. There's just so much going in their favor right now.
Well, I would never imagine a better time for these Challengers players to need some motivation. So we got a little interview with Tryout on the floor with some they did it. Very good to see, and they all got bright futures ahead of them. Meantime, though, let's look at the immediate future. Fluxo now on the defense here on Lotus. Like you said, KRU's pick, their best map across the year. So much going for them, and they look beautiful.
At M80 compared to Fluxo, or what's been going on in EMEA with players like Kazi on Enterprise, all the upcoming talent in the regions getting to show off in Challengers. In the case of Fluxo, it is the guys from Brazil that had a chance, didn't make it in VCT before, and have been fighting and clawing for their way back to get another opportunity to show that they actually have what it takes to be here. And they've earned that spot through Challengers. The team has been consistent. The duelist duo of Zanatsu and Pala has been leading the way for them. Both statistical outliers in Brazilian Challengers, and far and away the two best on this team in that regard. But they need to activate at a different level against the Brazilian royalty on this KRU side.
Such a cool story where before with Desire and Shannon on this team with Equipa Chaos, they definitely had a good performance, but then one got called up, one got called down, and you bring in Zanatsu and Pala, who one replaced the other. When Pala got called up from Stelli to MIBR, Zanatsu filled in that role and quickly became the star of that team right after the other star had left. And now they're playing together, side by side, hand in hand. Again, just
30 seconds left.
stuff like that that makes you really appreciate the ecosystem as far as we're hoping it gets. Relay bolt for Dante, and he goes. No stranger to something like this, and that's an easy first. JZZ trying to hold it down as long as he can, but can't be long against this guy. Long time been the guy that we wanted to see continue pioneering the Neon.
Fluxo a little bit slow to take this space, so KRU are pressed forward. It's going to make the situation even more difficult. It's not like they have this heaven control, any piece of backside or drop. They have to be able to clear all of this out. Paranoia needs to be used close.
Yeah, knowing the bolt's gone, they have a little more confidence, but Les and Heat are just looking upstairs, and with that one way, it is so hard to press in off of even that level of contact. KRU, hold down the fort, keep 4 strong for another pistol.
Les getting his way up to 13, just 7 away now from his Lotus kill average of 20. Just one of the craziest America's stats this entire year period. Actually outrageous. You can have a Viper putting up those numbers so consistently. He is just different.
KRU with the mild buy here. Dante having enough for that Phantom. Give it to him now. Heat with the Outlaw too, and they'll stick him on opposite prongs. They actually have Dante waiting to see if there's a B stack early on. Again, still paying so much respect to what Fluxo could have planned.
And it's with this comp that KRU just have more options as well. Have a better ability to just contact, get space on A with the Viper, with the Chamber, playing around the util, the wall up and down.
Yeah, I mean, he's just used one cycle of the screen to get a creep up by himself, and now he's about to use a full cycle of it again to what? Snake up the stairs? What are you planning? Oh, okay. I don't think he was planning that. But KRU are eating good now. Another ECA site, sure. We certainly do take those.
That's brutal. That is disgusting.
You gotta play for the boom here, right? No shot, you just give orbs.
Yeah, Fluxo are just going to hold back for now.
Playing from 3-11 voluntarily. And Les is already halfway to his pit. See what you can get along the way here. Wow. Letting Heat farm here. Gotta go grab that Outlaw, so they will follow the leader here. And yeah, Les again just continuing to farm his way through.
Up to 16.
He's gonna hit that average. He's well, unless KRU wins too early.
KRU have had some blowout maps recently.
One way or the
Like,
other.
just about existing somewhere in the middle ground more consistently, where they can just put up some great performances consistently. And honestly, didn't really touch on it with the map pool because we're just talking about the fact they finally get an opportunity to play some Lotus, but I think it was huge that they finally banned Breeze. Stop playing it. They're 1-5 on the map. They play it in every series and lose it every series. Great decision to get it out. Just stop playing it. Go elsewhere. And I think just by that alone, it'll make a huge difference to their success. But they are in this lower bracket. There can be no failure from here on out for KRU.
Yeah, between that abject failure of Breeze and the sudden turnaround to their once again successful Lotus, and like you said, those crazy finishes one way or another, KRU are exactly what we'd hoped they'd be coming into this season. Agents of chaos. But can they just be really good ones? Sadok with the lurk check, seeing if he can maybe escort the pivot if KRU sends too much of a freeze. And now that'll just turn into an insert for Heat instead. You just have such a good support system where anybody can take up that one. Sanatsu holding his own. 2 down. That'll let Fluxo get a little bit antsy for it. Tui's has single-handedly cleared all of Mound.
It's only 2 players for KRU trying to get in here. Heat is still a ways away, running back to main. Tui's catching on to that audio. Could at least just try to threaten the flank if he breaks this trip. It'll help keep a KRU player occupied permanently.
Yeah, behind the door.
But look at the slow pace on Fluxo right now. They are concerned about so many different angles. Watching potential push-ups from the deepest of lanes right now, and the time is starting to go down.
Yeah, just now.
They have the player advantage, but they are not playing like it right now.
Yeah.
Hesitation.
Paranoia on the door. Heat realizes that the fight's inevitable with 2Es first, so we'll prioritize that. Hopes the rest of KRU does okay. They don't. Mazine gets both. Limited time, though. Very limited. Thank goodness they'll just spray through it. Oh, my God. They don't have enough time, do they?
They just don't even
You're
have
kidding,
it. They
dude.
just took way too long. They were just so concerned about people flanking, pushing up, taking really deep space, that then they have to waste their own time going forward and getting it back. KRU are just... The level that they're the level that they're at on this map feels like it's also just kind of thrown Fluxo out of sorts. Like, they are not getting back into it mentally. Feels like it's a reset time. This wasn't your pick. It's KRU's best map. Everyone knows it. It's Les's best map. His stats here are ridiculous. Uphill battle from the jump. GG go next kind of situation.
Truly.
And just focus on your Ascent map pick next.
Yeah, the hits have not stopped coming for this map when it comes to Fluxo. They just want to be done. And it might be now. Seize on to Zanatsu to keep him held down, and they'll just chase Mazine as well. Oh yeah, GG go next indeed.
And this Ascent map that they've picked, it's one the KRU have only played once this year, something they've been primarily trying to avoid. It hasn't been a go-to map for Fluxo, but it feels like it's a targeted pick that they've made in this series to find an advantage. And wow, it's not over yet. 2Es against his former IGL. Takes down Sadok, takes down MW. Now it's Heat into this 1v2.
Paranoia thinks that he went to drop first, but Heat's prioritizing the swing to JCC. Almost gets the quick scope. And it isn't over yet.
A pulse, a sign of life, but barely, but 2Es is in it. Had to stick it to Sadok just one time before we move on to map 2. Just once.
Even then, though, I mean, yeah, the beginning of this round was still, once again, just brutal. 2Es. Great little adjustment there. But what do you change now? Because I mean, KRU have the win condition cycle. They still were winning early stages at that. It's, again, like you said, it's just KRU has so many more options to work off of. Fluxo doesn't have as much they can replicate. Zanatsu with this overdrive, though. One away from the garden. You have so many tools to play keep away. Get your own no-no square up and running. Paranoia on the mound. That'll flush out 2Es, but the Haunt senses him, and so that'll provoke a second TP nice and early.
I was wondering if KRU would maybe begin to play the round like they feel they've already won the game and just want to get things over with, so they force it into C but then run into a Vice and lose. But even still, they are going to be patient. They are not just going to throw this round away in favor of trying to get this map over and done. Off spotted out. Good teleport peek from Sodhawk to reveal it.
Knowing that Vice util is still likely C.
Here.
Smoke confirmed for it too. But with this pit, it just feels so tempting. And knowing that they have the 2 still on A. Vine can still get procced though, so already some good time wasted. 30 seconds to go here. Gotta start paying attention to it. Fluxo still freezing on the 2-2-1 now. A second Vine up. So slight pocket. JZZ plays with that beautifully. ISOs 2 with the help of the Paranoia. Now the overdrive active. And JZZ gets a third here with the spike down. KRU will fall to the clock the same way Fluxo did. That same level of trepidation is their downfall.
KRU just unable to deal with that Vice utility. Earlier in the round, it ends up stalling them up. And then we just see some really solid anchoring from JZZ. Getting that first kill, gets in position to use that Steel Garden as well.
That second Vine placed slightly farther back too, so you know exactly where Dante's going to path into off of it. It's just a great setup to have the lane active.
Second kill on the Sodhawk was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, KRU tried to bait it a little bit towards B, Les shows some face there, and then open the door, make it seem like they're going there, but yeah, they just go back into C where they did not get rid of that Vice utility early enough. All that being said, they still have 7 chances to close out this game, so some would say they are the favorite in this situation, but Fluxo are just trying to, at the very least, build some confidence, get some momentum going into this second game.
Reasonable thinking you could challenge and punish Pala there, but a good trap set by Fluxo to start. Zanatsu now playing with Rubble. Seeing which bear KRU want to poke first. Double out onto the root. Zanatsu prodded. Now the Paranoia into the relay bolt. It's enough to ward away one and kill another. And Fluxo are winning both of those ends of the fights. Pala getting that op shot onto Les's lurk on the mound. That'll bottle KRU onto the B site. And everyone's ready for it. Not even a high-low, just a cavalcade of players. Flawless! Round number 6 on the board for Fluxo. It's still a long road up, but the hope, all of a sudden there.
Just feeling a little bit better and better every round. Still down by 6, but we're starting to see players hit. We're starting to see those little moments of quick util combos on the fly, which makes you feel like they're getting into the flow of a lot of mental struggles with this team, the losses that they've suffered, starting on such a high and then dropping down. Feels like this was about to be a great way to begin this lower bracket run, but Fluxo are starting to wake up. And if they make a serious run at this comeback, I feel like KRU are going to be in a tough spot again mentally right away.
Yeah, just a couple rounds ago, we were discussing the potential of how Boone Fluxo are now. I mean, you got your mojo back, and you didn't even have to wait until the map was done. Even if they lose now, they know that they have that potential to bring it back, and Zanatsu knows they can bring it back now. Dante knowing that the overdrive is necessary to be able to have a foothold on this round, and KRU wants to get this done here and now. Attempted explosion out of Bloom. Azine can tramp it.
Heat into this 1 versus 2. Such low HP.
And on the orb pocket, feels like it's inevitable here. Heat, you haven't checked roots first. At least you have the spike. At least you can cause that initial pressure. At least Paul is light years away with this operator too. So the take back has some questions thrown in. He'll have to walk through the graveyard to grab a rifle.
Spike planted.
But it is still a tough call for Heat to finalize this now.
Face your fear!
Gonna be able to get out of the way.
Question of whether he loops back or just goes for it from the drop. And he'll challenge the very first bit of contact. Paula shuts it down. And Fluxo continue the climb. It's 7-12 now, post-timeout.
That situation got a little bit scary. Encouraged the overdrive to come out from Dante. So ultimately, that's just one less ult on the board for the future. Got dangerous, but Fluxo will be happy to have gotten that out of Dante's hands. 5 rounds for KRU. This is the critical one, though, of this comeback. This is where it really determines if it's real or not. Can they win the full buy when KRU have stocked up the important ults, where they have that Nightfall to open up a side exec, get the pit for the post plant to close it out? If Fluxo can win this, then we are in real comeback territory.
Yeah, for KRU, it's now or like maybe a little later.
Cover going out.
Still got a little bit of a cushion, but not much left. Smoke's traded on the mound. Sadok with the TP. Zanatsu ready to pounce. Good early pivots by Fluxo here. I appreciate Mazine hopping over to Rubble early on after the freeze.
Off that wall cycle, we're seeing, again from KRU, the Chamber, the Viper, trying to get a little bit of space out A. Not too much progress, a little apprehensive. This battle, I mean, very well could determine the round, depending on who gets the first blood here.
Paula understanding the choreography behind this smoke will tuck himself into a little bit of a safer spot, into the shadows used by Sadok bright and early. Dante with the dash in, relay bolt on top of the paranoia. Both sides taken care of, but the TP out negates any kills from happening initially, and the relay bolt defensively prevents KRU from being able to act on that space.
That counter stun was perfect, connected onto everyone. Dante still finds the opening though too. He's backside. How did that happen?
Paula still understanding how Les is going to path off of that and using the light speed to make sure he can't be punished by Heat early. Great reactive play coming from Fluxo, and yet it's still a 4v4.
Pressure on Zanatsu, debut on this stage in play-ins.
First down, tries to feign with the fast lane.
Wow.
That's gorgeous. Sadok had no idea he was coming back to that. And he wants to re-up on the river again with 12 seconds to go. Intimidated on the boxes, Zanatsu! Oh yeah! Now it's time to have that conversation.
We've been waiting for a moment like that from him today. He's one of the players from Brazil that I'm surprised we have never seen. With how many guys it feels like have been cycled onto Furia, MIBR within the past few years, he is a name that I'm surprised has never made it. He has been impressive in the Tier 2 scene for like 4 or 5 years at this point, genuinely. Finally makes his debut in this play-ins. And he is looking sharp. Slow start on this map. At one point, just 1 kill a number of rounds in, but he is majorly heating up. And now, pressure on KRU. All those opportunities they've had dwindled away. 4 remain. And the confidence has just got to be surging for the Fluxo side.
Sky high. Mazine not close to alone on this. The Vice Util able to play a good amount of stall, and the first peek out from Dante. Oh, Mazine can't fully dance out of it. Dante attempted counter spray. He's still kicking. Means he can spear tip another attempt at the push, and Fluxo with this hardcore pivot and still a minute on the clock. KRU might want to, take a step back, reconsider.
Yeah, they do not want to force their way in. Expect there to be that quick neon rotation, multiple players for Fluxo ready to go. That is the case. He'd heard that drop back side, just calmed it.
Overdrive out from Dante on a crisp of health, and Zanatsu able to quickly deal with that with the finger guns. And yeah, I mean, how do you activate from here? KRU isn't moving. They're not going anywhere. They're just trying to take care of the bodies. And now there's too little time for them to do anything other than that. They're the ones out of options. The convergent paths able to get that slight slowdown, but MW barely avoiding it. Able to snake to the B site, but he's left the rest of crew abandoned.
Wow.
Les somehow holds his own against that.
That had to be a win for Les. It was so smart of MW to be able to navigate his way to this B site, get that plant down in the midst of that chaos. This pit, it has to be enough to close this out for crew, surely. Apollo close range with the AWP, that's going to be so awkward.
And that's an easy step in that MW quickly manages. Not nearly as discouraging as it could have been for Flickshow, but still unabashedly this singular duelist that has to change here in map 2 to get a clean streak.
Crew are just one map away from sending Flickshow home. Staying alive in this lower bracket themselves, trying to make their way to Sao Paulo in the stage finals. Beyond that, the run to champions. Heat trying to lock down B main on this chamber. Great first kill, and he's able to get out as free as it gets.
Crew is hoping that we'll see a lot of that across this. And Dante, surprise, surprise, he's rushed over to where there's the most action going on. Are we flawless here, y'all? Oh, of course. Tui's stepping out, late to the party, able to get the one, but Spike on the island. Puppy guarded by the guy, and he'll only get one more on the way down. That's 3 pistols across the board here for Crew.
The one time we did see Crew play Ascent, it was against 100 Thieves. They lost 10-13. The reason they got 10 rounds on the board were because of Heath. He goes 26 for 16 on the Jet. His AWPing was so good in that game. No one else on the team even went positive. He was dragging them close to the finish line, but they just couldn't get across it. And it makes sense to just throw him on the chamber here as well. It's a great chamber map. He can keep AWPing a ton. And then you're going to have Dante on that primary Neon instead. And kind of funny enough, the best showing from any player on Fluxo and Ascent was Zanatsu, who also happened to go 26 and 16. Just same stat line as Heat in their Challengers run to get here.
But he's back on that Sova, an agent that can't get nearly as active as that
Yeah,
high-flying Neon we saw. And it's the agent he's been playing the most, but so often it feels restrictive to his nature. We'll see how much he can extend along with Sadak as this game goes on. But we are flawless for the follow-up here, so no big mistakes from Crew to start things out here on the defense.
That pistol round win, Heat is getting very close to the AWP buy. Just going to hold on to the Marshall here. Why not play a pure bonus? But after that, he's going to be able to get it into his hands right away. It's going to be a critical factor for Crew's success here on defense.
Let's get this done.
And despite this being Fluxo's pick, by no means is this like a go-to top of the pool map. This is a targeted pick against the Crew who are going for the tiles crunch right away, but Paula shuts the first one down.
Attempted follow-up from Sadak as well, quickly taken care of. Good patience from Fluxo to wait to see what Crew comes up with on their bonus. And that aggression comes from everyone other than Heat, who has instead just taken that space to creep up A main as they've swapped up the 1-4. Now a 1-2 after Fluxo makes their cut, but continuing the freeze to see if anybody else gets antsy. They got 70 seconds. They got time.
Those little tile crunches can be difficult to deal with when you have the KO, the speed of the Neon, the pop flashes coming over, but Fluxo do a great job of being able to shut that down straight away. All the pressure on MW here, back sight, and, well, now front sight, and exposed in the open and dead. So Fluxo are going to get away with a pretty clean round, presumably.
Yeah. Good save. Nice. Trapwire will get activated. They tried to finagle it, but...
And they're trying to sound bait as well for Heat, and
it works!
He catches the one.
They have learned nothing.
One enemy remaining.
Well, Les will get away with this Vandal. I'm curious if he even regresses here.
Cover going out.
Oh yeah, he certainly will after that smoke. Trying to get the comm out, but he got too many members to worry about. So 4 rifles stay up for Fluxo coming out of the bonus. I mean, stuck pretty well to the script so far. I'm content with how both these teams have been so far.
Clean round, clean denial of this aggression on the defense from Crew. Gonna need to see some success from Dante in the first kills though, being this solo duelist as we move on through this map. It's funny, that's one area, the first kills, the first deaths for Crew that have been really tough in the play-ins, except for MW, which is very strange
So
given he's
weird.
the initiator. He's +8 across play-ins, while the rest of the team are -18. He has been the rock for this team. second highest in the play-ins for average damage per round as well, only behind Oxy. He's having a really good couple of matches so far, and he was solid on this first Lotus map as well.
This plays a fantastic backstop that happens to meet a lot of those opening threats. Fluxo with the full stack on A main, and already using a lot to give themselves away. Owl Drone quickly sprayed through, no intel given, so they'll Cloudburst tunnel their way through to deal with it, and the Fragment deals with one while Paula's Peak catches the other. Now it's a file in from KRU. The tempo's a bit cut short, and Fluxo's presence here is just undeniable. Step in, met by the Guardian, no shots landing, and KRU doesn't look like they'll be able to pop into the body heat. Gonna have to save this operator, and Fluxo can tie things up.
That util seemed okay to deny them at the choke, but the Cloudburst just keeping Paula alive while the Relay Bolt had him stunned, had a teammate stunned as well. Dante couldn't capitalize. You're watching him on like low ammo, trying to manage his bullets and just can't make the connections, can't go for the spam through the smokes. He just needs to save this op.
Seems like KRU really want to nip these threats in the bud, and Fluxo doing a great job of punishing that by just having the full commit. Because the spray throughs on smokes have worked. Like, Fluxo takes a second before they contact. They don't have that neon that provides that consistent obfuscation to get yourself in and let yourself unfurl. You have those Cloudbursts, and you saw that's like one of the only ways Paul is able to weaponize that, apart from throwing one way in front of you, dashing into it, and a KO throwing a flash.
Yeah, it's also a little bit unfortunate that Sadok walks into the molly, dies, and then can't pop flash out for his team that's fighting from heaven.
Yeah.
That definitely, that also has a negative impact.
I'd say so.
And an aura decrease. That's
Which is the most important thing.
Unlucky for one of the GOAT IGLs.
Well, with that op maintain, the buy here for KRU is still solid. Sadhawk, the one with the shotgun. Quick creep up from Paula. Trademark's gonna spot, so now you just have to pay a little extra attention. But Dante, I mean, he's already just going on his night watch walk between sites here. That's a tough couple shots on a heat.
Yeah, he almost takes him out. Rifle v op.
And then you just, yeah, condition it. Now Dante has to watch it. Can't be as ubiquitous. But then Fluxo decide to still path their way into B.
Patient on this approach back towards main. Full contact. So that Cloudburst, the flash goes forward so they can take the space in main. Can Heat find his? He's being flashed up. He dodges the recon.
Good flood, so MW's left alone. The smoke ISOs. He tries to get the opening shot off. TP's back, but he's still on his lonesome for the time being. Dante trying to wall break this, but it's not in time. And with 3 standing at the barrier, with everybody else on Fluxo chillin', looks like they're considering the save already. I mean, they don't have much to spare. And you would hate to give Mazine his null command this round. Yeah, that's the call.
Yeah, it feels brutal to have
That
to
is
save
so
in this
tough.
situation. And not even really in a position to fight to maybe find a pick, 3v4, try to inch forward. Nothing. Pure save for KRU. Fluxo are getting control of this game.
And they're hungry to try to double down, twist the knife already. Les can pop the first, realizes his goose is probably cooked. And Paul is able to win the next oneer. Yeah, getting rid of these rifles would be so major, and you have almost enough time to do it. No? Okay. Well, even still,
Let's win and get out of here.
advantage maintained, and Mazine does in fact have his null command for this next round, so these openings even stronger. And I mean, you gotta mention this B flood, so well taken. All to the switch, Heat flooded out with the knife on top of the paranoia, so he has to fully skate around the hut.
Feels like MW was almost expecting just to be like smoked off or something. He's like, oh, any second now, right? The smoke is gonna come down. I'm not gonna be standing in the open and the guy's just gonna dash much earlier in the round. He's just getting kind of ping-ponged around by the util coming through him.
It's a good slow game Fluxo were able to play.
Crew Economy has still been in a great spot, though, from winning the pistol, from saving a couple of the guns. They've got an op in the hands of Heat.
It is glass, but yeah, still that singular threat prevents Fluxo from really being able to press both simultaneous lanes.
See if Les can get something done, though. He's the one stuck with just the Sheriff. Over towards A main, double flash combo. He has to get the hell out of there. Great little kill from Dante, though.
Good punish for him to take the brunt, and then Dante with the off angle, then the follow-up, and now as the null command comes through, it's got to be just him and him alone. Nothing more. Fluxo can skate them out, but that allows another insert to the doorway that's not properly checked. And from there, everything else crumbles. JZZ, disadvantage, but MW already calling him out, having to use both cages just to go for the coin flip.
Last player standing.
From there, with the spike down, yeah, just an open audience. Restabilization for Crew instantly after they were on the verge of losing it.
Yeah, I think I'm assuming they spotted Les as well. Maybe saw, the Sheriff. Don't know for certain, but regardless, like, getting that double flash onto him, hearing the audio of him running away there, it just baited Paula in so hard. And Dante, unflashed, just staring at the angle, gets the freest first kill. Another player as well to just stack up and be ready at that site when they're baited in.
Cycle very present for Crew for this second quarter of regulation. The defensive snowball is starting to pick up, especially if this round is taken. The economy from Fluxo on a dire straits after this one. But your win cons will run dry if you can't match bar for bar.
I must wait a moment.
Questioning if JZZ spotted Heat or if it was just Sadok off the pop flash, so slightly more space gain, but with a double freeze, it doesn't really matter all too much.
Fluxo have exercised a lot of patience in these mid rounds. We've seen them then pivot into some slow takes of the extremities, just contacting, but that's a dangerous game when you know that Heat is going to be opping consistently.
Hey, look, there he is. And Fluxo again, knowing about that presence, yeah, it seems like they'll just go for what worked to pressure the crunch the first time. Hit that trademark.
30
Yeah,
seconds
apply a
left.
little bit to Heat, but not too much. At the very least, he's traded nice and quick for the one. Fluxo can take that as an excuse to get in.
Dante's caught, and Sadhawk needs some help backside. He is all alone, being ran down by the Fluxo players.
Super pressed, at least gets rid of Paula. Crew clawing on the way down, but still on the 2v3, unless only on 28 HP, it's got to be NW that takes the brunt of it, but off the paranoia, it's way easier to do so at first. Instantly cuts down two, and already pressuring out two. He's able to skate through from boat to find the one, and knows where MW is. A second shock dart avoided as well, and the smoke back up in case he wants to extend. Oh, but there's a little bit of extra space for MW to work off of here, a little bit of extra time to get that 50-50 active again! And Crew are the ones that'll keep the streak active.
That was so smart from MW, just playing all the way down to the time of the smoke baiting, so Tui's had to be concerned that he could try to work through it, that he could be waiting on that door for it to drop to take the peek. He plays to the time, never rushed the situation, and comes up with the 1v1 clutch.
Time to get
Gets
that
Crew back in the
50-50
lead.
active again! And that's me. Now you got 4 ultis on the verge of dethroning this for what would need to be kind of the only time this late into the half. Then yeah, you do have that snowball.
Let's play.
Tour de Force out the gate here from Heat just to keep the creds okay.
Cage triggered.
And they'll let him hit mid now. This is already the most presence they've had down here. Barely breached a market since this.
Little pop flash from Sadhawk, doesn't spot anyone out. Fluxo want to just gather up for this big B exec. They've had success on this site, just bursting out of main together before. Just want to go back to the well. Standard recon for backside. That paranoia comes through at switch, and the smokes are going down. There's a lane for Sadhawk, though. through main as the Hunter Fury just stalls up everyone.
Yeah, good amount of time wasted and a tag at the very least, so Crew can be here to have that support system active. Dante and Sadok both ulting and both falling near instantly here. At the very least, he's maybe in a resable spot. Yeah, he is, and Heat able to at least hold down the territory with the help of the smoke that's set up, but they'll spray right back through it, and there's only a limited amount of spots where these final players could be. Sadok, now that he's been back up, he's got to be the only one to get through, and he can't. It's once again Fluxo's undeniable presence of the full stack that lets them work it out and tie us back up.
They're very content to just take the big team fights.
Yeah.
Like, they're not concerned about that lane and main being open. They just wait. Hunter's Fury is done. All right, we're all just swinging this together. They get into the site. All right, well, Crew, they're going to try to play for this res, of course. It's possible that Sadok can come back up. We're just going to get ready to team fight this again. Just go brawl through all of the lanes. And they went out both of them, really. I mean, Crew are only in both of them with the numbers because Sadok had 2 lives, so.
That was a
Fluxo doing well.
4 ultimate round from Crew as well. I mean, that completely drained the well. And now if you lose this round, your creds are screwed too. Snowball rolled right in the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, Crew they haven't actually been on a full save at any point, have they?
No.
Some of the rounds they lost, they carry the guns over, still have been able to buy ops consistently. As tough as it gets for Fluxo, they want to get in on this B site again. It's been working. Why not go right back to it?
Pala feels invincible in this spot, even when back isn't smoked. Now it finally is. Tui's able to provide that backup. Now the whole stack is here, and I mean, this is Fluxo's comfort zone, but lane not initially checked. Pala can get the trade-off right after the 1. Again, Fluxo has to come from behind a little bit, but they'll make it work. Now the neural theft to confirm the final location, so Dante's got to start speeding. Tui's catches it. And Heat, known on the flank, knows he has to win the 1v to start. And the first whiff will lead to the reset. Oh, yikes. Come on, guy. There you go. Okay, now we can finish the round. One way or the other. And Mazine from the boat. JZZ on the blocks. This cross is well established, and
1 enemy remaining.
there is no paranoia available, so Les just has to contact into Heat, trying to go for the double up. Instantly takes care of JZZ, spots the shoulder, 2 off to the tap, Mazine! Barely holds on again, and Fluxo have the lead.
It's one of those situations of, if they're not going to stop us on B, we can just keep hitting it, just keep testing them. Just do it until Crew figure out the answer. They thought the answer on this one would be, all right, let's get MW all the way backside, play with the Odin. When they come in B, we're just going to throw out the recon, try to get the spam through Boathouse. Doesn't come up with any kills. Fluxo is still able to just fully push into backside, deal with both of the anchors. And then on the anti-eco, all right, let's mix it up. And then when we're back on the full buy round, let's just go hit B again. That's about to be the vibe, probably. Let's see if they can deal with Heat. He is pushed up right into the cage.
I mean, they know that this is what Crew likes to do on these ecos. It's what they've already done earlier when they had the other one they had this half. And again, with that early first blood, they can play uber patient from here.
Crew are just going to gamble everyone over to this site.
Yeah, let it ride,
It's a
baby.
one-site map. Just play B. It's fine.
Yeah, Fluxo's coming over here anyway.
They're ready for the pop flash setup.
Slide out from Dante, yeah.
Oh
Alrighty.
my god, I mean, someone's got to trade on the ball.
Somebody's got to get him right. Ace, let's go!
Oh my god.
Ain't have to do it that fast. But yeah, we definitely take those.
That is ridiculous. Someone has got to trade that man. Crazy.
Somebody stop him.
He is casually up to 13.
1 enemy remaining.
All the kills aside, just look at that expectation, though, of the timing. He's already pre-turning for the flash, and I'm sure he has a teammate that was maybe playing anti to swing off him, or maybe they got blinded, but yeah, that's crazy. That is just crazy.
All the setup in the world to get the full collapse on the attack now. Null Command and Hunter's Fury available. You have all the flush you need. Heat and less.
Oh, look at what happens when you
Defense
look at what
on
happens when you
Trevor.
start going
Yeah,
A.
start going A,
Look at
and
what
you start
happens.
losing. Let's switch it up. Head right back over. JZZ finally make his way to mid-bot. This has only been occupied one time by Heat. Every other time it's been the trademark being the very first thing you see as you creep up mid. And that's the perfect time for Les to turn that into a bit of a condition where no one's paying
What?
attention to Cat, but he misses!
Cage triggered.
Cage to prevent. Wow!
MW
Tui's.
is just running on the cross. He gets caught by 2Es as well. Crew cannot squander this advantage.
Dante right in front of it. Ready for the slide. Yeah, you see way too many bodies for that. He's just going to toss the bolt and hightail it. Now the null command out from Mazine to try to work this full push from the market, but they're not checking yet another pocket. Sadok on the logs, but it's the one body they can res at the very least. They still got to scale from there. Dante can
30
stop the
seconds
first, but Fluxo got to go, go, go. Dante holding the policing spot. Nothing in the tank, but the flash available lets him at least get one on the way down. Heat, though, with an op and having to hop down to the logs to have that rifle, and Tui's is watching. Fluxo's chilling at 7-4.
There's just no reason they should be getting away with this round win.
No.
Crew put themselves in position. They get a layup with this opening kill. Paula just being caught. It was a nice shot. But then you had MW getting caught on the cross. Dante getting sprayed down super low, forced to jiggle mid for information. They've lost their initiator. They're losing control around the map, and it just slips away. 4-round run for Fluxo. On attack side, Ascent.
Yeah. Trying to end the half on another high note. Paula with all the confidence in the world to just start running it down mid.
No charges left.
Seeing who dares to try to challenge it a little bit closer this time. And that'll let the Hunter's Fury into a very enclosed space. Double tag on Asada. Rush down in the market. Fluxo's got the read. And Dante can't do a thing.
How good was that? Off the pop flash as well, coming through while the Hunter's Fury just disrupts the positioning. Tui's now isolated against Dante. That's a great stun and a free kill off the back of it. But still, down a man. How can Crew get their way back into this round? A paranoia for less, perhaps? A kill is even better.
Paula having to watch for the double up. Heat punishes. And Dante's fully circled this. Now with nothing in his way. The wire's gone. Jayzazay repositioning to the lane to take the immediate, but that lets the cross from the stairs come down soon. Luckily, Fluxo's doubled up. Now twice over. And it's an 8-4 half for Fluxo on attack here on Ascent.
That's
a total script flip from last map, man.
Crazy. They are winning the rounds they should by getting the advantages, and they are winning the rounds they shouldn't because they are still somehow finding ways, inroads in rounds where Crew have gotten themselves man advantages, better map control. It's just been irrelevant. Somehow Fluxo have come up with the goods. 8 out of 12 times on attack side Ascent. The much more difficult side, especially when we're going back to these vintage comps. I mean, this is 1v1 duels, dashing into a site, fighting a guy that's not flashed, not smoked, nothing, and coming up with openers. Dante has to do the same now the Crew are on attack. They somehow have to match how excellent of an attack Ascent half that was from Fluxo, putting 8 on the board.
Crew have won every pistol so far this series. Heat has been first blooding pretty consistently on them defensively. It looks like they want him to be the pinprick for this opener on the attack. That knife cannot get taken care of in time, and even still the trademark can get thrown in here. Good neutral start.
How Crew feel confidence to just work back to those loose ends on A. 2 players controlling space so they can get into this split execute. Sanatsu, Tui's anchoring down this side, paranoia to stall, but Tui's caught by that stun. He is cooked.
Good distraction dance by Dante there as well to just have that presence feigned. And now the ground has been fully taken over. Fluxo quickly on the run back, trying to get something reactive going, but with that smoke on heaven, this feels like it has to be a re-explode.
Oh,
Okay,
almost
Paula.
spam. That was crazy.
Dang!
2
Mad
players are pretty tagged up across the board, save for Sodhawk, but still, 5 on 3. They need to close this out. These are the situations that Fluxo were winning on the first half when they shouldn't have been winning them. That has to change. Crew need this pistol round bad.
Held up on one. Trade off for Paula. Gets two on his way, but Heat can do the rest. And the impossible won't happen just yet. KRU stay perfect across the series for pistols.
I like that game plan from them. Just a little bit of that pressure into B main, and they work back towards A into that split at a pace that Fluxo were not ready for. You could just see from the positioning of their two anchoring players that they did not expect all of that pressure, multiple players coming through tree to happen at that point in the round. Tui's was just totally cut off, isolated, killed, stunned, and then Zenatsu is just on his own. He can't face down all those players on his lonesome. So it's a well-called round. And obviously a desperately needed one for KRU.
For that follow-up, Heat daring to stick around even after getting caught by the cam. Yeah, you know he's not done either. He's just going to stick around. So Fluxo trying to find a nice Gamba punish, but KRU's already sticking their tendrils into this map to make it 6-8 nice and quick. There has been at least one pistol round that a team has been unable to follow up on in just about every series so far this tournament. This would be an outlier if KRU is able to take it here and win in two.
Deploying drone.
I'm definitely keeping my eyes on Paula throughout this second half. He's up to 16 now from the 14 that he started on. This is a map that in Challengers throughout their run, of the 6 times that they've played it, his numbers have been volatile here, as low as putting up 6 kills in the grand finals to as high as 21 and everything between. But it's never been a map that he's been this dominant on historically, so it's possible that he could have his best Ascent performance in a lower bracket elimination game, making it back to the VCT against KRU of all teams. That would be so sick from him and just so emblematic of the progress that he's made as a player.
Yeah, it really has been such a tumble back and forth for him in that Brazilian ecosystem. Brought up to MIBR for a shot, lasted 4 matches, back down to Stelli, brings up for Furia for a year, gets 5 VCT matches in, thrown back down to Stelli again, and now here he is trying to beat both of those streaks. VCT match number 11 for him, and it just might be his best one yet. Holding on the trap wire to start here, seeing what he can meet.
One suppressed.
Heat still sticking here with this Marshall. Again, just so boisterous. Seeing who tries to challenge.
This could be an opportunity for Paula to really go off. Tui's could get a really good supporting paranoia for him. Dashes away, gets that first. That's lovely. A KRU cannot capitalize.
Mazine catching heat on the transfer
he's
too.
just running.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's so free for Mazine to swing out.
Yeah.
Here's all of that.
I'm amazed that Paula was able to get out of there. He was stunned on that dash, barely got an inch backward, but it's just enough with the cover he had naturally.
How confident is that? Just the second the smoke is about to bloom, he just goes in to claim it, gets the kill, ducks on out.
30
KRU's
seconds
won the
left.
pistols, but haven't found much success in the way of these bonuses. Unless they can somehow run over these anchors in 20 seconds on B, 3 versus 2. But surely not, right? I mean, it would be insane. Look at how low the time is.
Dude, yeah, the double intel forcing the freeze twice over already, and Zenatsu doesn't even care that he's gonna get sandwiched because he'll get all 3! What?
Getting the first one was great. The second one was sick. The third one was just illegal.
Impossible! Oh, yeah, that one, you just, I mean, you almost expect those kinds of things to happen when he
my
isn't
God.
playing the Sova, and now he's just doing whatever, man.
And like how blinded up was like, I mean, yeah, that was crazy. The Sawdog flash, I don't think helped Les out very much, but KRU now on the full buy. Another op in the hands of Heat. It's been good for a number of kills with that.
We'll see if KRU can handle this round, and listen in.
Eu não tomei, não tomei a faca, mano. Tomamos nós 4, guys. Tomamos nós 4. Tá ruim, tá ruim. Vamos resetar pra dá volta, dá volta. Tá. Cuidado a gente ter rushado, mano. Clina tudo. Isso. Mas precisamos sair um pouco
Mano,
rápido
voltar
aqui.
splitando B é bom, hein?
Tá, boa essa, boa
Cypher
essa.
tá com a câmera meio, guys.
Você consegue quebrar ela, Alex?
Tá.
Faz?
segurando aqui
É,
na direita.
Guys,
isso,
eles
isso.
não acham que a gente tá voltando A, viu? Porque eles não viram ninguém.
Tá, eu vou vangar um aqui, Dante.
Olha a
Vanga aí,
esquerda
a
da
gente
caixa.
volta pra
Vai,
ver.
vanga.
Vanguei?
Ele fez Wango
Você
aqui.
quebrou a câmera no meio, Alex? Ou não?
Mais 2 aqui.
Tá, a gente
Eu-
volta aplicar no mesmo pra ver, viu?
É agora, tá muito lento.
Sim, sim,
agora.
sim, vai.
Querem smoke aonde?
Mais
É, CT,
Vanga seu
CT,
CT,
CT.
vanga seu CT.
Bora, eu vou fazer a faca marcar aqui. Não, ninguém marcado antes. Vou passar com você aqui, mano.
Tá bem.
Jet
Vou
tá
fazer
na
pra
A,
ele.
guys.
É um KO aqui, é um
Tá,
KO.
cara, ok. Eu vou fechar pra...
30 seconds left.
Corta um KO. Mais um.
Eu sou safe, eu sou safe, eu
Tá,
sou safe.
tô indo pra ele, cara, tô indo pra ele, cara. Pera aí, Dante.
Ele tá aqui,
Sim,
só.
aqui, aqui.
Tá, queda.
Cara, vou pular nele.
Boa, achado.
Pulei,
Quase
Dante.
o homem.
One
Morto.
enemy
Boa.
Tá na último, tá na último.
Tá parou?
Caralho, bom trade, guys.
Caralho, vocês...
Spike
Faz.
planted.
Tô muito
mercado.
melhor, tô muito melhor.
Passou.
Do dash.
Pra direita, vocês.
Vem comigo, vem comigo.
Aham. 1, 2.
Boa.
Boa.
Vamos, caralho. Boa, porra. Boa,
Nice,
cara,
guys.
hit. Boa, cara, mano.
Boa, cara.
Good protocols with a little bit of extra sauce on top. Really loved seeing that wrap from Les actually come full circle, literally, to be able to make sure that that B exec came off without a hitch.
Yeah, there was a nice mid-round adjustment that came in there from KRU when he was able to get that kill on a Zenatsu, who was a part of a really proactive mid-round flash play that was
Very.
thrown out from Fluxo. Intending on catching heat, he has been forward in those B-main positions alone, lurking very often. They had the right timing, but that flash didn't connect, and with the player lost, KRU respond with a fast pinch into B. It was the right call, and it worked out perfectly. Still work to be done if they want to get all tied up.
Oh my gosh, Les, you absolute madman.
Yeah, he was just caught right away. The spam is good from Zenatsu. The whole team is stalled out in main. They wouldn't have even been able to get in to help Les if he stuck that TP and no one was there to greet him.
Yeah. This is the choice paralysis that let Fluxo get a good couple rounds for themselves. Zenatsu has had
Oh my
3
God.
opportunities to counterspray this already, and now you have this defensive presence so heavy everywhere except where KRU has been bottled up. Paula, even with the pivot, covered on this operator.
It feels like it's just a matter of time until we watch everyone on KRU die, because they are stuck in B main. They know they're all in B main. They have no smokes. How could they possibly get out of this? There's just no way. Unless Fluxo's keyboards all malfunction, they'll hit W and run into them and try to fight. Like, that's the only way.
Don't speak too soon. Knife out the play preventative. Yeah, I feel like, KRU are trying to, mind game this as much as we can. Like, I know that you know that I know that you know that we're stuck here. And MW, the creep up. Wow, we're just letting this contact go, sure. Crawl on in. Zenatsu catches the one. MW's era has still yet to be caught. He's found his way all the way up the steps. The recon bolt is just in time. And that should be everything taken care of. Operator, you got 10 seconds to go. You might want to try saving
10
this.
seconds
Paula, yeah. Get out of dodge, buddy. But that'll be another Fluxo round, hitting double digits on the defense.
This damage is actually really significant if he got more kills.
Yeah.
The money for Fluxo is not good, and they would love to have been able to save that up. And Paula just made a ton of noise, so he got the free win onto him, but it doesn't matter. With Les getting caught and the rest of the team getting stalled out around it, it was done real early.
Still appreciate them, leafing through the playbook to find stuff like that. I mean, like, MW thinking to just crouch walk through all of that.
Yeah, those...
Challenger's team like M80 approached this map with Nismo on the deadlock, and Envy were able to kind of positionally work around it rather than face those insane threats head on.
Let's play.
Pop flash is good. Wow, the leg shot onto Heat.
That's rough.
5 HP. Oh, I was going to say, does he dare let the Hunter's Fury loose off the tag? Yeah, he does. So he gets the one connection and the kill. Sadok is just stuck on the architecture. And you have Heat at 5 HP.
Yeah.
Out of the timeout. Whatever plans KRU may have had in this round, feels like we are never going to see them actually come to fruition. Unless somehow Paula gets caught and pivoted to a B exec works. That is real aggro, buddy.
Yeah, very gutsy. Ambitious is, I think, what we like to call it for Brazilians. Because it always could work for them. For Paula, like, that could have worked.
Yeah, it could have. In this instance, though, Give KRU an opening. So of all the times to give KRU an opening, you don't want to do that when you're up 10-7 on your map pick. Facing down the barrel of elimination in the end of your 2026 Valorant run. It's okay. He has earned that confidence in this server.
Left.
I will not dispute that. Tui's good timing on this paranoia to shut down that push. Dante's getting the space, but he can't see a damn thing.
Finally able to get through, but yeah, all that space just held. Tui's didn't have to move and he got 2. MW Zera's Hunter's Fury finally tracking him down, but they can't even crowd surf properly off of it. There's still 2 people in the way, and with 10 seconds to go,
10 seconds left.
I mean, if you tap, you're just going to get challenged here, and that's going to be the clock on you, but Flickshow will keep it safe, go for the double in. NW, that's a tough angle to take, but Zenatsu's got it covered. And like you said, whatever plan KRU would have hoped to come into with this round, probably going to have to save it. Hopefully they have time to.
Looked like Zenatsu just snapped right to MW's head there. He's been a laser. Yeah, that was risky from Paula. But luckily, when they go back towards that A side, Tui's had the answer. That paranoia never being forced out at any point earlier in the round. Was able to save it right for when the execute was coming through A main. All of the players there. Just connects onto everyone. 2 rounds away from Fluxo taking a map against KRU. And man, if they were to take this series, could there be any larger indicator of a changing of the guard in Brazil beyond just like Leviathan, the new generation, but these guys who have been hanging around kind of in the tier 2, in the lower tier 1 of Brazil, overcoming Sadhak, Les, etc. But that's still a ways in the future. That's still beyond this map into Sunset. If Fluxo can manage to take us there, and they are so close.
Paula and Heat having this op ditto. I really like him maintaining this aggression, especially with the knives available. Just so much fluidity in how he can activate. But KRU on the velvet rope of the tree room. They haven't toyed with this cat pocket at all, really, so far this half. And yeah, they won't try to spring off of it here. I feel like anybody other than Paula is able to play pretty reclined here because you have that null command for the take back.
All right. And that little jiggle is enough to get Paula off the angle. I'm scared watching KRU if they were just going to try to pure contact into it. XX coming through onto B. Paula's forced backside.
Heat with the quick pinch, too, to catch anybody who creeps up, but you can just spray through the smokes instead and get Zenatsu nice and early. Paula flashed out, now cracking the knives in the op out. Can't get either active, and JZZ also dealt with swiftly. KRU really able to shuffle through that despite Fluxo seeming like they had such a good system. And yeah, nothing can be justified now with this economy still pretty tough to manage. Fluxo will opt to hold on to the 2 rifles they've still got.
Yeah, they definitely had the opportunities. Unfortunately, Paula just couldn't connect the shots in the situations that he was put in. And KRU were able to, as a team, just scale forward into that site, play around the pop flashes out of the smoke, and just force the anchors both back site, suffocate them. And they're getting closer. 3 rounds away from tying up this game.
And so many win cons at your disposal, so many times. Like, KRU is still playing with 30, 35 seconds to go. They have a couple ways in which they can continue to psych out Fluxo. It feels like the immediate punish game for these main doors is not as effective, but if you're able to, like this round, get that CC active first, force him a couple blocks back so you don't even have to worry about clearing as much, which KRU have not enjoyed clearing all too much this map, then they feel a lot more confident in being able to shoot those fish that are in the barrel.
Cover going out.
Early attempt at top mid control here for Paula with the operator. Can't land the shot on the jump peak, and so just has to turn tail. But that'll keep KRU engaged at the very least.
And as always, in the meantime, you just have Heat over on that B side, taking the space in main. We've seen Fluxo try to go for mid-round timings to deal with him. Pop flashes into main with a swing, or Apollo just trying to timing peek. He has been such a nuisance here. Full exec coming in. Apollo can't escape, has to go to sight, is going to down Sadhawk. He absolutely can get rezzed in that position, though, and will be straight away.
That is certainly one way to force that operator another leg back. But now you have to start giving bodies to the problem, and MW is going to have to be the first. Sadhawk with the quick trade down the lane, but Crew can't properly extend unless Dante is able to blow through backside. With the help of the smoke, feels like they can slow that down, but Crew need to get the spike down.
Azine, he had flashes, but they just go dry into the smoke. The smoke that Dante's made his home. He gets 2 free kills. Rez going to come through with a snap is sick. And Sadhawk there to clean up in tow. Man, it looked like Fluxo might have been set up for a quality flood there. But it's Dante in that smoke, just early control of it, gets the free kills. Feels like the KO from Fluxo not really, you know, dotting the I's and crossing all the T's by just getting in there dry and not using one of the 2 available flashes.
Yeah, you gotta use something to make your way in there. And Dante, that level of patience from him didn't come out of nowhere. He's really had to unlearn those old habits that helped him pioneer Neon in Americas a couple years ago. On the singular duelist, so much of the close clear is asked of him, and he's gonna do it all this time on A lane. That site's open season.
Fluxo try to set up a little bait play, embedding Tui's into Wine, and this round is just done. Fluxo were basically on the save here anyhow, so might try to deal some damage, rip some guns away, but does damage even matter? No. They need to close this game out, and Crew are making it dangerously close.
Yeah, and in here instant, it feels like it is inevitable. Les doesn't even die. 1 HP. A spit in the face, a flawless one. To net Crew all that mojo back.
For an IGL like Sadhawk, a player like Les, they have been in how many high-pressure situations, elimination games in their career. In that way, they've got the experience here. This is nothing to them, right? But for Fluxo, this is now on ascent. Hasn't been bad by any means, but if he taps into that loud Les form, he can just close this out for Crew at any given moment. One of the greatest ever to come out of Brazil.
Cover going out.
No trap set for Tui's this time, not out the gate. Hala, once again, early peek with the help of the one-way. No pressure elsewhere. Only presence Crew has on B right now is that trademark. And that could convince Fluxo for a hot minute that Heat is still over here after all the time that he's spent on that side.
They found my trap.
I mean, at this point, do you expect him to be in Cat now? Crew's barely touched this part of the map.
Paula jiggling in main, set up off that paranoia. How aggro does he try to take this fight? The paranoia is not going to connect onto Dante, who's that close up. The contact push might just completely throw him off.
Here's that first bit of noise and spots the barrel. Can't land the shots onto the hitbox though, and so he's got to take another off angle to start. Cloud bursts to cover, and now Crew is unloading the tank here. Dante, just the overdrive to, again, get that extra reset, and Crew's just going to make it work, bulldozing through both heaven and hell,
30 seconds
taking
left.
over the A site, and that's another decided round. Fluxo already heading back to boat. And make a wish, y'all. 11 up here, Crew. Very dominant couple rounds to get back to this point, too.
A lot invested in the attempt to get Paula that opening kill set up with the paranoia, but playing the angle he was, it does just allow for that close contact walk. And as soon as Crew find that opening, the positioning going to be a little bit thrown off with him trying to run out, they just pounce on the opportunity to execute into that site. Deal with the backside anchor, the player coming in, rotating through heaven. Paula's pinged up in the corner. So even if he gets another guy in main, he's just going to die to the player coming through tree. And all of a sudden, yeah, it is tied up. Crew now with 4 in a row. So much momentum. You can feel that switch in the confidence. Yeah, their backs are up against the wall, but hey, if they lose here, they still have Sunset. If Fluxo don't take this map, it's over for them not just play-ins, but in 2026, it's over for them in VCT, period. All of the work that they've done in Challengers this year to get to this point. It is on the knife's edge against a KRU team that is coming back, storming back into this game. And the fast into A main. They want to execute off the back of this. Looks like they just might.
Knife is going to catch out Paula, prevent the tailwind from the immediate, but KRU don't explode past the smoke with no flash available to them. Heat's already been bounced out thanks to a great early play by Mazine with the pop flash, forcing out the shot and the TP nice and early. So now he's got to re-up with the help of the rest of the team. And Mazine is still stuck here, daring to take the fight. Heat's going to adjust to the angle and win it!
Now you have Sanatsu just on the run to backside, narrowly avoids the stun. He has to come up with the goods right now. Gets the first, but it's onto Sadhak.
Dude.
That's brutal. Rez going to come through. 3 versus 5. Do Fluxo go for this, or do they just save to play for OT?
I think you have to, man. They have nothing.
The weapons aren't even good. There's a Bulldog, no full armors. Wow, they just have to save it. That is beyond painful.
Yeah, that's a real nail on a chalkboard round. Mazine daring to stick around for so long.
He could have gotten that catch, too.
Yeah, it was so close to it. He had a hot second to get the barrel.
I mean, if the crosshair is just a centimeter to the left,
a little bit.
He gets that kill.
Enemy kill. Lock in sight.
Well, yeah, in garbage time and with KRU in the Forbes 100, a lot of this is just empty. And that's not where you want to be if you're Fluxo. Your get back was going so well coming into this map. And now you're on the other side of match point.
So close to getting that kill on Heat. A moment that could have determined.
And then of all the people you get, dude,
game.
you get the ulting KO again. Poor Zanatsu. The Jet and or the KO. The timing is, you know, more up to them in a perfect world. But you know where the action's gonna be. KRU knows where they want to end. Hunter's Fury out mega early after the recon bolt manages to catch Zanatsu, and he's already gone! Board cleared out in seconds. Tui's giving himself away with the paranoia, and KRU know that this pivot is inevitable defensively, so now they can freeze. They got 75 seconds and a 5v4 off rip.
They feel no sense of urgency.
None.
All the time in the world to play with. They want to make sure that they get some of those smoke cycled back up for less and just work from there. But if they go for this noise cut re-hit into A, there is a chance that Fluxo can still hold this site. They've rotated that additional player, Mazin, here early. With the fast lane used and no one on KRU actually getting into the site, that's a major disruptive tool out of the picture. And that can play to the advantage of the anchors.
It's often been the one thing that lets KRU get in for free, but Dante's just gonna go in raw and dry. Rest of the team following behind him, but they're not paying attention to this double in time. Tui's is still up. Heat manages to wallbang his way through the problem.
Did you see him at all?
Yeah, maybe the head after he came back through, but
Spike planted.
it is down to Paula in the 1v3 to try to save Fluxo for even just one more round, and it is done! Bestia is Challenger's last hope in the play-ins. KRU Visa make it through the first round of lowers.
They show off a lot of resiliency on that second map. Fluxo were